This is Talk with Audrey. Welcome back. So, are you ready to get out this summer but concerned about the rising travel cost? Travel expert Brian Kelly, founder of The Points Guy, has some simple tips to help you save, whether you're hitting the road or flying abroad, with some savvy ways to beat summer travel inflation. How you doing, Brian?
I'm doing well, but yeah, inflation is a huge concern for travelers, and we're seeing sharp increases across the board.
Indeed it is. So now that people are feeling more comfortable traveling, what tips do you have for those folks who are concerned about inflation?
Yeah, so you can still get good travel deals. I recommend being as flexible as possible. I use Google Flights to search for cheap airfare. And what it allows you to do too, if you're not set on a destination, you can put your home airport in and you click the Explore map. And it'll actually show you over certain dates where you can go for the cheapest prices. So especially if you're a family and if you're saving $100 or $200 per ticket, it allows you to spend more where you're at your destination. So try to travel on off-peak days and sniff out those cheap fares.
Right, so don't be concerned with sticking to a date, but be flexible to get the best rates. Well, so there's another thing that comes into play, especially with all of us on mobile phones, and that would be our mobile coverage plan. So how can we save when we're abroad and, you have to use your phone?
Oh yeah, I just got back from a wonderful trip to Europe, and you really need to be concerned about roaming. A lot of my friends have plans where it's $10, $20 a day, and that can be a nasty bill that you get when you come home. T-Mobile customers, however, get free international roaming in over 200 countries, and it's automatic. You don't need to get off the plane or call or do anything. You get immediate connectivity, and that's really important these days because airports are packed. Say you're missing your bags, you're trying to get the kids in an Uber to the hotel. You need connectivity and reliable connectivity at that. And also, it's not just on the ground. T-Mobile customers get free in-flight Wi-Fi on American, Alaska, and Delta, soon to be United later this year. And that matters because, we all have had missing connecting flights. When you're in flight, use that free connectivity to check on the status of your connecting flight. And if you think you're gonna miss it, what you can do is DM the airline and get rebooked on the next flight. And you can snag that ticket while you're still in the air. And that matters these days because planes are full. So these days you've got to be a proactive traveler, and you need the tools in your toolkit like connectivity in order to do that.
And without that phone, you're stuck.
It's not a good position. Travel can be stressful, and if you don't have connectivity, or a lot of people too will have their COVID cards saved on their phone, and if you don't have connectivity, I know a lot of people who have panicked, trying to get hotel information, but their email's not loaded. So T-Mobile takes all of that stress away.
Yeah, and it's also great that you can use the phone without worrying about roaming charges and not having to make that extra effort to turn it off and possibly incurring a huge bill. What about other trends you're seeing now that people are traveling again? Where are people going?
Yeah, a big trend is people are still going to be hitting the road. Gas prices have started to subside a little bit, but they're still crazy expensive compared to last year. So I use an app called Gas Buddy, which will help sniff out the cheapest gas in your area. And on road trips, that can really pay off waiting to cross state lines. A cool new factor for T-Mobile customers is that you can get 25 cents off per gallon through Labor Day with Shell. And that's pretty awesome. That also works with family lines. Each family member with the line gets that discount. It's a great way to save. And they also get a free year of AAA. And AAA discounts can save you tons of money, give you that, roadside assistance in case something goes wrong. And, also flexibility. A lot of the AAA rates at hotels give late cancellation. So you can travel this summer, you can save money, but you just have to be prepared and be proactive as possible this summer.
Absolutely. So do you recommend booking with cash or points and miles if you have them?
Well, look, if you've got points and miles, absolutely use them. Over time, just like we're seeing airfares rise, the airlines are also increasing the amount of miles for a ticket. So maybe 10 years ago when you got 25,000 miles to go cross country, we're now seeing 60, 70,000 miles. So use it, use your miles, because they also will give you flexibility. What I do sometimes is if I really have to get somewhere, I'll have a backup reservation on another airline later in the day. So if my first flight's canceled, I can take that second flight, and if my first flight goes out, I can cancel and get all my miles and taxes and fees back up until departure. So most people don't realize when you use points, it gives you that added flexibility. Just remember to cancel your ticket or else you'll lose all those points if you forget.
Right. Wow, wonderful tip. What else should we know, Brian?
Okay, big issue this summer, missing baggage. We've seen scenes at Heathrow, 15,000 bags unchecked. So if you're going to check a bag, build in as big of a layover as possible to help the airline transfer it. If you've got a 45-minute layover, good luck. Also, I put Apple AirTags. They're tiny, little button-sized thing. You put it in your suitcase, and it'll track your bag through the airport. You'll actually be able to see if it's on your plane. And I've had some of my followers be able to say, hey, the bag's still in the airport, and ask the front, the gate agent to call baggage to bring their bag. So knowledge is power. And the airlines, if they lose your bag, they don't know where it is, you can show them, and that can be the difference between getting and finding your lost bag and not. So a very good investment.
Absolutely. Wow, that's a great idea. It's a fabulous idea, Brian. Well, thanks so much for all the tips. Where can we go for some information?
So for more information on all these awesome new T-Mobile perks, go to T-Mobile.com. And if you want to follow my fun travels around the world, you can follow me on Instagram @BrianKelly.
Really appreciate you joining me, Brian. Safe travels.
Thanks for having me. Safe travels.